Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Elida Fieldhouse for Game 2 in the Division 7 Girls State Semifinals battle as the Fort Loramie Redskins tangle with the Ottoville Big Green. Hello, everyone. I'm Danny Holbrook alongside Nate Garlick and Miles Holiday. Gentlemen, it's Game 2. What a setting we have.
Danny, where else would you rather be than right here, right now? Two unbelievable programs fighting their way to the state title, and I get to do it with the two of the best in the business.
Yeah, I'm super excited to be here, being able to be here with you guys to call this one, especially after that first game we had, Columbus Grove. They were able to pull that one out against Minster right at the end of the game. And listen, if that set the table for this one, we should have an amazing game.
Yeah. Our pre-games and tips of the game are brought to you by Northwest Ohio Recycling in Pandora, paying top dollar for aluminum, copper, brass, scrap iron, and scrap cars. Call 419-384-3392. Guys, Fort Loramie comes in at 24-3, led by legendary coach Carlos Eagle. We know their game. It's defensive pressure, and it's pressure in the backcourt. It's pressure all game long. It's like the old Nolan Richardson Arkansas Razorbacks. It's run and gun.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see how much the experience of continuously every year getting this far, if not further, pays off for them here tonight.
Yeah, and Nate, you look at Ottoville, my goodness, 25-2, just consistency. One of the best programs in the state of Ohio.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, and they're having a fantastic year. They can shoot the ball lights out. And one of the ways that they can try to ease up a little bit of this pressure that they're going to see from Fort Loramie tonight is be able to knock down some of those outside shots early.
Yeah, Miles, let's take a look at the keys to the game. Let's start with the big green from Ottoville.
Yeah, number one, if you take a look at this, number one's got to be rim protection. Don't let Fort Loramie get to the rim and make easy bunnies. And who can do that the best? Kendall Schnipke, 41 blocks on the year, guys. Number two, spacing is so important to this team. They share the basketball as good as anybody with 16 assists per game. So spacing is number two. And then number three, bombs away, Brooklyn Keister. You ready for this number? Brooklyn Keister makes 53% of all the threes behind the arc. Bombs away with Brooklyn if they're going to be successful.
She's really, really good. Fort Loramie comes in, you guys, at 24-3, but their calling card is the defensive end. They only give up 28 points a game.
That's absolutely insane, Danny. 28 a game. Number one for them, Glass City. They better win the battle of rebounds, which they normally do. They out-rebound their opponents by 11 rebounds per game. Number two, turn up the intensity. This is a crazy stat. They have turned their opponents over 576 times this year. So turn up the intensity and get those turnovers. And then number three, all the way with Avery. How good is Avery Brandewie? She is so good. 19 points, 9 rebounds a game, shoots 57% from the field.
We'll have all the action right after these messages. Welcome back to Elida High School for game number 2 here in the state semifinals in girls Division 7 basketball. Danny Holbrook, Nate Garlock, Miles Holiday on the call tonight. Our quarter sponsor tonight is Burke Petroleum, now offering propane for residential, farm, commercial, and industrial users. Burke Petroleum, dependable, available, 800-776-3097. Our presenting sponsor tonight is Ultimate Outdoor, bringing resort-style living to your backyard every day with a luxury outdoor space by Ultimate Outdoor. And our premier sponsor for Ottoville is the Ottoville Bank. Big Green is Ottoville Bank. We are large enough to serve and small enough to know you. All right, gentlemen, I've been looking forward to this one all week, guys. Fort Loramie and Ottoville, two iconic programs in the state of Ohio. It just doesn't get much bigger than this for girls basketball in Ohio.
It certainly doesn't. Two teams that with tradition rich, right? And you take a look at Fort Loramie, Danny, I think the key for them is getting shots from inside 8 feet. They shoot an incredible 47% from the field. I think for Ottoville, though, Danny, they've got to get off to a great start. If it's one of those games where they have to chase Fort Loramie, it's going to be a tough ask for them.
Yeah, and Nate, I think you can tell by the stats and doing our prep work here, Ottoville shoots 70% from the free throw line. We know those girls go to the rim hard, and that's where they pick up a lot of points.
Yeah, and I mean, listen, it's going to have to be a game where they do that, right? You're going to have to get yourself extra possessions. You're going to have to find a way to get yourself some maybe some extra points at the free throw line. This is going to be a tough matchup for Ottoville. They had a great season. But when you're going to face the pressure that they're going to see out of by this Fort Loramie team, you can't panic. You have to stay under control. Ball control is going to be huge for the Big Green here tonight. And then if they can start hitting a couple of the open shots, start spreading the floor a little bit, finding some room, they're going to be able to ease a little bit of that pressure. But that is a much, much easier thing said than done against Fort Loramie.
What a great first game we had as Columbus Grove prevails over Minster, gentlemen. Columbus Grove, first time in the state tournament. They're going to play for a state championship next week.
Absolutely love the fact that they didn't call timeout, right?
Yeah.
Let players make plays, and Lauren Moody made plays. She struggled early in that game with her offensive performance, but boy, late in that game, she took over, dominated, got herself to the free throw line after making the big shot. She was absolutely fantastic.
Well, that's a coach knowing his player, right? That is a coach and players, they've earned that trust that's built on this really solid foundation that they've had. He knew that ultimately anything he drew up was going to end up in her hands anyway, so just let her go and do what she does, which is create. She did just that, and it obviously paid off, as now they're going to have a chance to play for a state title against the winner of our game here tonight.
Let's take a look at the starting lineups for the Ottoville Big Green. They'll start number 3, Brooklyn Keister, a 5'6" sophomore at 13.8 a game. Number 4, Erica Turbin is a 5'5" senior at 10.2 a game. Number 5, Jocelyn Langels is a 5'4" guard at 2.9 a game. Number 14, Carly Turbin is a 5'8" senior at 13.8 a game. And rounding out the starting 5 for the Big Green, Kendall Schnipke is a 5'8" sophomore at 7.4 a game. They are led by head coach Vaughn Horseman. They are 25-2. Offensively, they go 58.5 points a game, and they give up just under 30 points a game. For the Fort Loramie Redskins, they are led by head coach Carla Siegel. They'll start number 10, Autumn Turner, at 1.45 a game. Number 11, Ariel Heitkamp. She'll go at 3.1 a game. Number 12, Miley Chateau at 4.1 a game. Number 21, Victoria Mesher, comes in at 12 points a game. And leading this club and rounding out the starting 5 is Avery Brandaway. Number 40, she goes 18 points a game. And Brandaway is the tone setter for this team, guys, as she does everything inside the paint.
A walking double-double machine, isn't she, every time she walks in the door?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. She's such a matchup nightmare for teams, and everything that she is able to do. It is going to be very interesting to see how Coach Horseman decides to come out and try to play defense against her.
Our scoreboard sponsor tonight is Reese Myring and Company CPAs, helping small businesses navigate their financial future. And our free throw sponsor tonight is Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Wapak, Delphus, and St. Mary's. Call Lee's for your catering needs. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, where home style happens here. Gentlemen, a full house, another full house. And the United Fieldhouse just keeps putting them out there, and the crowds keep coming.
You expect nothing less out of these two programs. Classic fan bases, and it's an amazing thing, right? Supportive communities breed winning culture in teams. That's why these two programs have had so much success. We're in for a great one.
So here we go as we are just about underway. Kendall Schnipke will jump it up with Victoria Mesher, and the Lady Redskins control the tip. Danny Holbert, Nate Garlock, Miles Holiday, 3-man booth tonight for the girls' state semifinal game here from the Elida Fieldhouse. Ottoville and Fort Loramie, it doesn't get much bigger and better than this.
Yeah, man-to-man automatically by Ottoville, but give up a drive to the lane early.
Beautiful drive there. It makes it 2-0 on the Reese Myring scoreboard. And the Redskins starting off quick here. Here come the Ottoville Big Green.
This is how Ottoville has to play. They're trying to go up-tempo to create space. If you slow down and let Fort Loramie catch up to you, you're going to have a big problem. Good ball movement here to begin this possession.
Carly Turbin kicks it back out. She'll go to Erica Turbin. Here's a dribble drive right up the middle. Go back out to Turbin, and we've got a walk, and it'll go back to Fort Loramie.
A little surprised Turbin passed up that open 3. You get an open look that early against Fort Loramie, you probably should take it.
So Fort Loramie will inbounds the play, inbounds the ball, and man pressure by the Big Green, and they get it just across the timeline. That is number 21, Victoria Mesher. She averages 12 points a game for the Redskins. They'll swing it right to left. They'll go top side. Ottoville in a man-to-man defense.
They got to keep Heitkamp from probing that lane. Got the easy 2 a moment ago.
2-0 on the Reese Myring, scoreboard. They'll go down to the post. Double team in the post, and they kick it back out. And nice job defensively by the Ottoville Big Green on that weak side help. And there's another turnover. It goes back to Ottoville.
A tremendous help by Erica Turbin on that low post. Looks like Ottoville, anytime there's a post entry, is going to bring weak side help.
Yeah, Carly Turbin and Erica Turbin both average double figures, 13.5 and 10.5. They get a lot of scoring from Brooklyn Keister also at almost 14 a game. So lots of scorers on the floor for the Ottoville Big Green. But they have met their match tonight in a defensive stalwart, the Fort Loramie Redskins. This could be a dandy.
Boy, a lot of quick feet and long length out of Fort Loramie early. Not many passing lanes that are free for Ottoville.
Carly Turbin gets the ball across to Brooklyn Keister. She'll dribble drive left side, kicks it back out to the perimeter. They'll go back to Keister. She'll dribble down the baseline. Little slant pass on the right side. 3 ball goes up, and it's off the mark, and it's brought down by the Redskins.
Ottoville still trying to find a way onto the scoreboard here early. Had a good look there, just couldn't capitalize.
2-0 on the Reese Meyering scoreboard. From the Elida Fieldhouse here, Game 2, Division 7 Girls State semifinal. Nice little turnaround there. And there you see number 40, Avery Brandewee. We talked about her. When she gets the ball down low post, she is tough. It's 4-0 on the Reese Meyering scoreboard.
Well, that was a confident little turn, wasn't it? She is a confident scorer, and you saw her imploring her teammates, let's go, up 4-0.
What I love about it, too, it's nothing fancy. She just get her the ball in the low block, and she just goes to work. She doesn't try to do too much. She knows what works for her. She's confident in her game, and you saw it right there.
You wonder if Ottoville's going to start to front that. Don't let her catch that pass on the low block.
Well, they got to get pressure on the perimeter, too. If you're going to keep the ball out of her hands, you've got to have that guard play out top, and you definitely have to have ball pressure. So Ottoville breaks the pressure as they come across the timeline. This is Carly Turbin. She goes in the middle, loses the ball. Here come the Skins down the floor. They lead 4-0.
This is what Ottoville couldn't afford to have happen. They have come up empty on their first 3 possessions. Fort Loramie in attack mode, able to get to the rim there into the free throw
There
line.
you see Victoria Mesher. Guys, in girls basketball, what a luxury it is to have a 6-foot post player bring the ball down the floor, and Mesher does just that, and it pays off with 2 at the free throw line.
Fantastic move with the left hand, and you see her attack the rim. Got to be concerning for Ottoville that all the shots for Fort Loramie are from 5 feet and in.
And she'll go to the Lee's Famous Recipe free throw line where she misses the first one. She'll get another one. Victoria Mesher, the 6-foot senior, averages close to 13 points a game. And she will let the second one fly, and she nails that one to make it 5-0 on the Reese Meyering scoreboard.
Erica Turbin was charged with that foul. That was her first, team's first of the quarter.
Kate Turnwald in the game now for the Big Green as they get the ball down on the left side of the floor. This is Briley Ortenberger in the game now as she gets the ball to the middle of the floor. Shot goes up, and a nice job of getting to the rim there by Brooklyn Keister. The 5'6" sophomore averages 14 a game, and she puts them on the board at 5-2.
Yeah, they really needed that one because it was all nothing but Fort Loramie, but they're going to have to figure out how to stop Brandewee.
Brandewee with another beautiful drive, and she makes it 7-2 on the Reese Meyering scoreboard. You're right, Miles. They're getting to the rim, and they're getting really good looks.
Yeah, and anytime Brandewee gets to the rim, she's going to complete it more times than not.
Here's the problem, Nate. Every time Fort Loramie scores, you know the pressure's coming.
Well, and even after you have a made basket, if you don't get back down on defense quickly, which Ottoville did not, that transition game for Fort Loramie is really good, and that's what set that layup up for Brandewee.
Carly Turbin inbounds the ball, and she goes to Brooklyn Keister, and Brooklyn Keister just drops it, and it goes out of bounds, and it goes back to Fort Loramie, and we've got a timeout on the floor. We'll take a timeout here in the booth. You're watching high school basketball on WOSN. Tonight's timeouts are brought to you by Metzger Financial Services, helping you plan your financial future. Call 419-225-6067 or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. So head coach Von Horstman takes the time out there, fellas. What do you suppose he told his kids?
Take care of the basketball. Stop them from driving. Great job by Izzy Meyer, though, to knock that one free and get another possession for Fort Loramie.
Corinne Holscher in the game now for the Redskins. Corinne Holscher is a 5'11" sophomore. Boy, they've got some length on this team, gentlemen. I mean, there's some size, and they go big across the board.
Well, one thing that's underrated about this Fort Loramie offense, though, is moving away from the ball, but they turn it over in that possession.
There's a steal. You saw Brooklyn Keister gets the steal. I don't understand why she didn't go straight to the rim. She had a lane completely open. She decides to pass it.
Yeah, she was trying to lead her teammate. That was Erica Turbin. She was trying to get her going forward, but unfortunately that entire turn of events ended up poorly for the Big Green as they eventually turn it right back over to Fort Loramie.
Makes it 7-2 on the Reese Meyering scoreboard. Danny Holbrook, Nate Garlock, Miles Holiday from the Elida Fieldhouse here. Game 2, Division 7 state semifinals. And kind of odd to say a state semifinal at the Fieldhouse, but gentlemen, they have pulled it off, and it's a tremendous atmosphere. There's a blocked shot there. Brandaway tried to take it up, gets her own rebound, and she scores. Avery Brandaway just dominating the paint right now. It's 9-2 on the Reese Meyering scoreboard. Brandaway's got 6.
Yeah, right over top of Paige Turnwald on the inside. Just said, you know what, you're going to try to defend me? No way, I'm going to go right through you. Fantastic offense early in this game with all the shots for Fort Loramie from 8 feet and in. Doing a great job.
So here comes Ottoville. They get the break, and they'll lead it down the floor. This is Erica Turbin with the ball. She'll swing it out top, get it over to Brooklyn Keister. Keister gets a screen out top. She'll go left side. Back over to Turbin. Turbin swings it right side 3 off the mark, and the rebound comes down, and Ottoville gets it. Keister with the rebound, puts it back in. She scores, makes it 9-4 on the Reese Meyering scoreboard. Nice job there by Keister to put the ball back in the bucket.
Yeah, Keister has all 4 of Ottoville's points here in this first quarter. It's a nice job by her getting that offensive rebound. She just kind of snuck around the defense, almost comes up with the steal right there.
Yeah, Keister had a chance for another steal there, and she gets fouled right at the mid-stripe, and Ottoville get the ball back.
Keister trying to wake up her teammates. It looks early in this game that Ottoville, at least on the offensive end, is a little bit too passive. Passed up an open 3 early and then making too many extra passes that lead to turnovers. You know, if her play is a leader by example, hopefully the rest of her teammates follow.
Coach Carlos Siegel walked out there. I don't know if you saw that guy. She come out to the volleyball line. You get 500 wins, you can come out there and you can walk out that far. I really like her. She's a wonderful coach, and I've talked to her several times. She's a good lady. So here comes Ottoville down 9-4 with 3:22 to go here in the first quarter. Game 2 of the state semifinals from the Elida Fieldhouse. This is Paige Turnwald with the ball in for the Ottoville Big Green. Keister with the ball, tried to go middle, gets it over to Turbin. Turbin kicks it out to Turnwald, and they run the offense. Going back down to the block, back down to Turnwald, and she loses the ball. And here comes Fort Loramie with a 9-4 lead.
Yeah, it's a shame for Ottoville because it was a well-executed set early in that possession.
They'll go left side, jumper from the left, and it goes off the mark, and Keister with the rebound. She's going to run it right down the middle of the floor, goes between 2 Redskins, goes out of bounds, and they're going to say it goes back to Fort Loramie.
Keister played Pele on that one as it was tipped from behind. Unfortunately, Ottoville looked like they're going to have a chance at fast break points, but could not convert.
Well, and it looked like Keister that time just got a little bit unsure of what she wanted to do with it. Instead of deciding that she was going to go to the rim or maybe pull it back out, she kind of got caught right there in between, and that's what led to that turnover.
Guys, we see, we saw it in game 1. We got a foul out here, and let's see who they call the foul. I believe they're going to get Kendall Schnipke on the foul.
That's a big one because Schnipke, one of the best defenders inside for Ottoville, where they've been struggling, picks up the foul. But one thing about the officials, though, they're calling it kind of tight.
They are.
When the ball is in anyone's grasp, if there's contact, they're going to call it.
Autumn Turner will take the ball out in front of the crowd here as she gets it in. Gets it over to Brandaway. Brandaway gets the ball on the right side. Nice spin move by Avery Brandaway, and she scores again. She's got 8, and she's getting every shot she wants. It's 11-4 on the Reese Meyering scoreboard.
Working on the inside against Carly Turbin there, and once she gets you down there, she can do pretty much whatever she wants. It was a great job spinning to the inside to finish.
Beautiful move there by Ottoville. It gets the rebound, puts it back up, shot goes off, and who is it? It's number 21, Victoria Mesher with the rebound, and she's being double teamed, trying to get it across the half-court line. Here comes Brandaway. Shot from the right side. It's off the mark. Rebound comes down, and we're going to have a held ball. I thought we were going to get an over-the-back call, the old-fashioned kind.
Can you get a held ball when it's the same team?
I don't know. She went over her back to get it. Makes it 11-4 with 2:10 to go here in the first quarter.
Ottoville's got to try to get some momentum here going towards the end of this quarter. It's been a rough start for them. Still within striking distance, though. The offense right now just has to find some rhythm. They've done a nice job of moving the ball, guys. You've seen good ball movement. They've switched sides of the court. It's just being able to finish now at the end of these sets.
Credit Fort Loramie, though. They understand what Keister is their big threat from behind the arc, and they're taking that away.
Boy, they're really pushing them off the perimeter out there, and a nice job there. Mesher goes on the floor, and it goes back to Ottoville. And you saw Brandaway try to grab the ball, but it goes back, and the Big Green bring it down the floor.
Yeah,
a lot of pressure there.
Phonetic pace, isn't it? A lot of fun.
Guys, we talk about this in the first game, but nerves played a factor in that first quarter. Are we seeing the nerves from both teams, or is it just the defensive pressure from both of these squads?
I don't see a whole lot of nerves coming out of the Fort Loramie side of things. I think things have been pretty much going how they wanted to. We've seen them at the rim. They've got things going on the inside. They're playing a really good quarter. do think there might be some nerves from Ottoville. You know, not only are you playing in a state semifinal, you got a packed gym, but look, there is a little bit of intimidation when you go against a club like Fort Loramie out on that floor, and it takes a little bit, and maybe you need some confidence building to go, you know what, no. We need to be reminded that we can play with this team. We belong on this floor, and this is a team that we can beat.
I don't blame them. I'd be nervous playing against Fort Loramie, too. I mean, they are really good defensively.
Yeah, Carla Siegel, one of the maybe the best coach in the state of Ohio, and I'm talking boys and girls. She just has a fantastic career at Fort Loramie. Here comes Ottoville down 11-4 with 1:19 to go here in the first quarter. And Turbin gets the ball across the floor. Dribble drive, top of the key, back to the left side. This is Kate Turnwald with the ball. And she tries to go inside. She gets it into Turbin, puts the ball up. Shot comes down. It's brought down by Victoria Mesher. The 6-foot post player is owning the defensive glass, and watch her bring the ball down the floor. She'll go left side and goes back to the middle, puts it up, and she's fouled. Gentlemen, that is absolutely textbook on how a post player runs the floor.
How about Mesher? What a luxury. Doesn't have to worry about getting an outlet, says she'll put it on the floor, and then runs the floor from end to end and gets rewarded. Got to love when post players get rewarded for the run of the floor.
Yeah, Nate, we've seen players all year. We've done a ton of games. Have we seen two players like Victoria Mesher and Avery Brandaway, two 6-foot post players with the skill set they have?
No, I mean, because that just doesn't happen every day, right? This is such a luxury for this Fort Loramie team, and they're so athletic. They have such a high basketball IQ, and they somehow just seem to get better every single time you see them when you think that'd be impossible because they're already so good.
Second one goes down, makes it 13-4 on the Reese Myring scoreboard, and Ottoville letting this one get away as they need something positive to happen right now.
You see the student section behind that Ottoville bench, and there's a Jackie Moon Flint Tropics jersey. They might want to get Jackie Moon in this game, help him out.
Jackie would knock down a two or three, yeah, he would. Here comes Ottoville with 50 seconds to go. They're down 13-4. Danny Holbrook, Nate Garlock, Miles Holiday from the Elida Fieldhouse Game 2. Here's a deep three, and that was thrown up there by Brooklyn Keister. She misses that one. Ball comes down, and it goes out of bounds. And it is going to go back to Ottoville. Great job there of getting the ball back.
Yeah, it was a good long rebound, able to get tracked down, and then even a better heads-up play as Turbin went to grab it, but then realized very quickly that a Fort Loramie player had last touched it so they could get things reset instead of being stuck down in the corner.
Fort Loramie needs to recognize that Keister's taking it out of bounds. Always try to get it back to the shooter.
Yeah, I was going to say, they looked that side. There's a nice dribble drive on the right side, and Kendall Schnipke will go to the line, and she had a clear avenue to the basket. Nice job of Fort Loramie to get back on the defensive set.
Hard contact there as she was going into the lane. We're going to say no shot as she kind of never really got the ball up, kind of lost her balance there as that foul happened. So another out-of-bounds play here. See if they try to get it into Keister.
Yeah, Keister takes it out. She's going to trigger it. Watch for a reversal all the way to the other side and get her a free look.
Lose the ball, it goes out of bounds, and it's going to go back to Ottoville. Here's a question for you, gentlemen. Where do all these people park on both games? Because I just can't imagine all these people parking out in the Fieldhouse parking lot.
Well, so I was there Wednesday for the Division II semifinal. I can tell you that the entire town of Elida was a parking lot.
Great job there by Kendall Schnipke. She tried to do the wraparound. She missed the shot. She gets a rebound, puts it back in, and she's going to go to the Lee's Famous Recipe free throw line for an old-fashioned three.
Well, we talked about post players that can put the ball on the floor for Fort Loramie. Let's take a look at Kendall Schnipke here, the 5'8" sophomore with a nice little spin and almost a reversal, but the stick-to-itiveness to finish it up.
Yeah, we see Kendall Schnipke, a sophomore, and that, we got to see Aubrey Schrader, a freshman, in the first game. So underclassmen leading the way here for a lot of programs. The shot is up, and it's missed, and the rebound comes down, and it's brought in by Fort Loramie as they try to get it across half court, which they do. This is Brandaway with the ball. She swings it over to Mesher. Mesher on top of the perimeter, and they'll swing it from left to right.
Just 10 seconds left to go here in the quarter. Looking for a good shot inside by Brandaway.
Nice job by Brandaway. Did you see how she sealed the opponent off and put her hand up to hold off the defender? She scores again, makes it 15-6. And gentlemen, she's doing anything she wants. There's a long three ball as the buzzer goes off by Keister. They needed that in the worst way. After 1 quarter of play from the Elida Fieldhouse, the Fort Loramie Redskins lead the Ottoville Big Green 15-9. We'll be back with second quarter action right after these messages. Our second quarter sponsor tonight is Burke Petroleum, now offering propane for residential, farm, commercial, and industrial uses. Burke Petroleum, dependable, available, 1-800-776-3097. So, guys, an entertaining first quarter. Fort Loramie, let's be honest, Avery Brandaway did what she wanted, and that's going to be a real problem for Ottoville going forward.
Well, the key, though, for Ottoville is whoever did the bus check and made sure Brooklyn Keister was on the bus, great job. You get a double check because she was fantastic in the first quarter.
Mesher goes high-low into Brandaway. She kicks it back out. 3-ball from the right side. That's off the mark, and the rebound comes down, and they're going to get a foul, and I think if I can get the number correct here, and as she walks away.
You want to watch a textbook perfect box out. Wurtenberger for Ottoville. Tremendous job.
Autumn Turner with the foul. So a golden opportunity here for Ottoville to get back in this one, down 15-9 on the Reese Meiring scoreboard. Keister gets a screen up top, just swinging around to Turbin. Turbin goes left side. This is Kate Turnwald with the ball. She gets a screen up top from Paige Turnwald. They'll go Keister, long 3-ball, and it's off the mark. And a nice rebound there, brought down by Carly Turbin. Ball goes back up, and Ottoville with their third chance at a score here in this possession. And they'll go back to Keister up top. And she throws it away, and Brandaway comes up with it.
It's not going to be too often that you get 3 opportunities against Fort Loramie on one possession. It's a shame Ottoville couldn't cash one of those in.
7:02 to go here in the second quarter. Fort Loramie leads 15-9. This is Brandaway up top. Goes inside to Mesher, and it goes out of bounds. It'll go back to Ottoville. You saw Victoria Mesher trying to go inside, and they understand. They understand size advantage, and that's what the game plan. You can see that from the beginning.
Mesher didn't use the screen of Autumn Turner correctly. Left too much space in between, allowed Ottoville to play that high-low look better.
So Keister will bring it down the right side. And she is guarded up top, and a nice job of coming over to help on that one. Keister almost loses the ball, and she's going to have to reset the offense. She'll get it over to Turbin. Turbin gets a screen up top. She goes back to Carly Turbin.
Now watch how far they push Ottoville's offense out on the wing. They challenge absolutely everything. Fort Loramie is just a nightmare to play offense against.
Kate Turnwald with the ball. She's going to dribble, drive, foul, and gets a nice lane to go up, and she misses the shot, gets her own rebound. Kate Turnwald does a great job of just being in the right place at the right time. There's Keister with the dribble drive, and we got a charge. They got Brooklyn Keister on the charge, and a great job there by Mesher to stand her ground.
Yeah, that's one of those plays, and I'm sure that Keister, when she watches that back, will wish that she did differently. Instead of just going into that straight line, if she would have just taken a little bit of a different angle and just kind of moved her body slightly towards the backboard, she could have avoided that contact, had a better look at that layup, and wouldn't have picked up the charge.
So Fort Loramie will take it out of bounds here with 6:11 to go until halftime. They lead 15-9. This is Victoria Mesher as she goes up the right side. Man alive, her skill set is so good, the way she handles the ball. And at 6 foot in the girls' game. And a great job of Brandaway running the floor. And Avery Brandaway scores again, makes it 17-9 on the Reese Meiring scoreboard. She's got 12 to lead everybody on the night.
A well-schooled fundamentally by Fort Loramie, 2-2-1. The soft spot's in the middle, and they find it.
Nice half hook there by Carly Turbin, the 5'8" senior who averages 14 a game, knocks it in. She's got her first 2 of the night, and it's 17-11 on the Reese Meiring scoreboard. And there's a near turnover there, and there's the shot goes up, and looks like number 20 for the Skins. That is Izzy Meyer. She's going to go to the line and shoot 2.
Izzy Meyer paid dividends in that first quarter with a deflection, and she gets a little bit rewarded now, gets herself to the free throw line by playing good offense.
Our three-point sponsor tonight is Dale's Concrete and Decorative Stamping in Lipstick for all your commercial and residential concrete needs. First one is on the way, and it's good from the Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken free throw line.
Kendall Snipke was charged with that foul. It is her second team foul for the Big Green here in the second quarter.
That's a big question now. You're Von Horstman. Do you sit her the rest of the half, or you try to bring her back in later? You don't want her to pick up that third before halftime.
Second one on the way, and it is good. Makes it 19-11 on the Reese Meiring scoreboard. So Fort Loramie getting what they want when they want. They lead this one by 8 with 5:23 to go until halftime. The Ottoville Big Green trying to get back in this one. This is Keister on the right side. Get a little handsy there as she tried to take it to the baseline. And that's when your coaches are always screaming, kids, move your feet, not your hands.
Well, I thought they were going to call an offensive foul on Ottoville because Turnwald was moving on the screen attempt, but the officials say nope. She was moving because she was getting pushed.
This is Carly Turbin with the ball out top, trying to get it over to Erica Turbin, and she does. And she's awaiting a screen. She's going to go to the right side, gets it over to Keister. She'll dribble drive top of the square. She goes inside, go to the short corner, ball goes nearly out of bounds, and Turbin brings it back in. And we've got a travel call, and they get a travel on Briley Wartenberger, the 5'6" sophomore, and it'll go back to Fort Loramie.
Danny and Nate, have you seen a team on the half-court man defense do a better job of seeing ball and man and 1 and 2 passes away principles? I mean, this is absolutely fantastic fundamentals on the defensive end by Fort Loramie.
That's Carla Siegel. That's exactly what that is, and she drills that stuff in these kids, and they are so well coached. 3 ball from the right side. It's off the mark. Rebound comes down, and it'll be corralled by the Big Green as they bring it down in transition right down the middle of the floor, and she's going to take the shot. She's going to be fouled. Carly Turbin gets the charge, and I thought they called a foul at first, but they got the charge on Carly Turbin.
Carly Turbin did a nice job. She tried to pull up and go straight up with that shot, but just a little bit too much momentum going forward. And she's going to pick up the offensive foul. Fort Loramie's going to get the ball back.
Yeah, she left her feet and had no choice because she left her feet and wound up creating the charge because of it.
Ariel Heitkamp will go up the right side, and she gets it into the corner. They'll bring it back to Heitkamp. Heitkamp, yeah, I noticed that. I thought they were going to call it. It was a late call, but it was the right call. Ariel Heitkamp took that big, giant step and then drug that foot, and they got on travel. 4:28 to go. Fort Loramie leads this one 19-11. Danny Holbrook, Nate Garlock, Miles Holiday from the historic Elida Fieldhouse. The winner of this game will play Columbus Grove next week at UD Arena on the campus of the University of Dayton for a state championship, gentlemen. Could you imagine, and I'm not saying this is who, but could you imagine a Columbus Grove Ottoville rematch? Could you imagine a Columbus Grove Fort Loramie game? It's got me excited.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of work still left to go in this one, but whoever ends up down at UD in that title game, that is going to be a huge one.
You're absolutely right. Ball goes out of bounds and it'll go back to Ottoville.
Yeah, nice job by Mesher, who just checked back in, getting the deflection there. And you brought up the great facility that is the Elida Fieldhouse. It's the 51st consecutive year that they've had tournament games here.
I've been to pretty much all of them. He grew up going to the Elida Fieldhouse. Who hasn't? One of the most iconic venues in all of Northwest Ohio. And we're certainly lucky to have this facility and the fine folks out here who treat us to a great game every time we walk in the door.
Yeah, my first time ever visiting, I couldn't believe it was a high school facility. It's
right.
absolutely fantastic.
Absolutely. Ottoville's going to take the ball out here. They're down 19-11 with 4 minutes to go here until halftime. And they'll get it over to Turbin. Turbin turns around, and she loses the ball. And a great job here by Brandaway of getting down the floor. And look who she gets it to. Misses the shot. And Johnny on the spot, Avery Brandaway. She's going to take a 3. You're kidding me. She misses that shot. Nice job there. I'm telling you, the skill set's ridiculous.
Well, Keister tried to go for the steal there. Brandaway realized she was left all alone. Keister on the other end, though, going to come up short on hers. Another opportunity for Ottoville.
Big time rebound by Turnwald as she
how
turns
about the
around.
block?
Yeah, nice job in the block there by Brandaway. And they're going to bring her and have her go get the ball and bring it down. And she throws it to Victoria Mesher across the timeline.
Yeah, Brandaway thinks she's Kendrick Lamar. She went whop, whop, whop.
They're going to go back to Mesher at the high post. And she almost loses it and corrals it. A near turnover there by the Skins, and she's going to do a little half jump there, misses the shot, and Ottoville comes down with the rebound.
Both offenses right now a little stagnant, trying to find their footing, throwing the ball around a little bit, almost another turnover there as well. So they both just kind of got to settle down a little bit. Still some time before halftime, 3:02 left to go.
I think both coaches would agree with you, Nate, to say it's gotten a little ragged here in the last couple of minutes.
Yeah, with 3:02 to go here, 19-11 on the Reese Meyering scoreboard. Ottoville triggers the ball in. They'll get it over to Riley Wartenberger and a foul. And let's see who the foul's going to be on.
I think they're going to get Autumn Turner on that one.
You are correct.
And Danny, if it's roller derby, you're okay. It's a play on, but in basketball, you're not allowed to forearm to back.
No, that's your second foul. And we've got a timeout on the floor. We'll take a timeout in the booth. We're watching high school basketball. WQS. Tonight's scoreboard sponsor is Reese Myring Company CPAs, helping small businesses navigate their financial futures. And our free throw sponsor tonight is Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Wapak, Delphus, and St. Mary's. Call Lee's for all your catering needs. Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken, home style, happens here. So 19-11, and we've been at this kind of a stalemate, gentlemen, at this point in the game here. Not much offensive, but defense continues to rule the evening.
Well, it's got to be won in the last 3 minutes. Got to be won by Ottoville, because if it's won by Fort Loramie, it's going to be really tough for them to come back in the second half and win, right? It's got to be a close game at halftime for Ottoville.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. They get the ball down to the low post, and Turbin had a nice look at the basket, but she brings it back out. She'll go Erica Turbin, and she takes it inside, and they're going to say a block in the middle of the paint there. And boy, that's a tough call to make as an official.
Yeah, it wouldn't be a surprise eventually, Danny, that we see that half circle that is used in college in the NBA come to high school to make it a much easier call.
Yeah, I think you're right. And Erica Turbin will go to the Lee's Famous Recipe free throw line. Erica Turbin, a 5'5" senior guard, averages 10.2 a game. And she lets the first one fly, and she misses that one.
Well, you referenced how good they are from the free throw line on the year. 70% coming into tonight. Just has not been a huge strength here tonight.
You're absolutely right. 19-11 with 2:53 to go here in the half. Fort Loramie continues that lead. And Turbin lets the second one fly. And she misses that one. 0 for 2 from the line tonight. So 2 big misses for the Ottoville Big Green. And oh my goodness, Victoria Mesher. And there's a 3-ball from the left side. It's off the mark. Rebound comes down. It's brought down by Fort Loramie. Mesher gets the ball, and she'll reset the offense.
I mean, things that you can't do if you're playing a Fort Loramie team. Miss your free throws, turn the ball over, and give them second and third opportunities. And unfortunately, we're just seeing that too often here in the first half by Ottoville.
You're absolutely right, and they're going to be happy to take their time. Mesher with a nice drive there. She throws it up, misses the shot. And here come the Big Green down 19-11 with just around 2 minutes to play here until halftime. Turbin thought about taking that three, gets it over to Keister, and they'll go left side to Turnwald. And a near steal there. And what effort you see right there by Brandaway as she gets the ball back. Oh. Unbelievable. They'll take it on the right side. Shot goes up, and she is fouled. That whole thing started with Victoria Mesher.
And the wherewithal, too. She held on to the pass just for a second so her teammate could clear the timeline and then make the pass. Unbelievable basketball IQ by Avery Brandaway.
It's incredible. She finds Kendall Schnipke on the run, and now they're saying it wasn't a shooting foul. So they're going to say that they'll take the ball out underneath. So they'll trigger it in. There's a inside the arc jumper, and it's good. Knocks it down to make it 21-11 with 1:50 to go on the Reese Myring scoreboard.
All the way with Avery. Basketball karma, Danny. Great play defensively, and then gets rewarded with a nice shot.
She is something. Here comes Ottoville with 1:35 to go until the half. And it's 21-11. Nice reverse there. Gets her own rebound. Puts it up, misses that shot. And here come the Redskins. You guessed it, Avery Brandaway. And she's going to be fouled at the opposite foul line.
And that is going to be the 5th team foul against Ottoville. So Brandaway's going to go down. She'll shoot some free throws. She already has 14 of her team's 21 points here in this half.
Have yourself a half, Avery.
Right. We're watching some greatness here.
84% free throw shooter. I loved how confidently she stepped up to the line.
First one is up, and it is good from the Lee's Famous Recipe free throw line. Brandaway doing everything tonight. She's got 15 on the night. Well, that's the second one fly. Misses that one. That's the only thing she's done wrong tonight, fellas, is miss a free throw. And they get it back. Brandaway's going to take it in, and she is going to be, they're going to say it's a foul, but it was before the shot, I believe.
Yeah, it should be on the floor as she kind of lost it as she was getting fouled. I think he just called for it. Well, it's because it's the team foul she's going to shoot regardless. So Brando, we're going to have an opportunity here to add to her point total.
You miss the old one-on-one, don't you?
Yeah.
Bring it back. Start the letter writing campaign, folks.
First one on the way, and it's good. Avery Brandewee doing whatever and whenever she wants. She's got 16 to lead all scores. It's 23-11 on the Reese Meyering scoreboard. And she lets the second one fly, and it's good. 24-11 with 1:10 to go until halftime.
I tell you what, Danny, take Avery to the fair. She'll win you a bear, won't she?
Oh, my goodness. She is something special. Ottoville needs a bucket in the worst way. This is Brooklyn Keister. She'll dribble drive baseline. She's cut off, and they get it on the left side, and quickly the defense gets out there, and a near turnover, and the ball's on the floor, and you're going to see a foul, I believe. They're going to get Briley Wertenberger on the foul. Or excuse me, I'm sorry, Kendall Tenery on the foul, number 33 for the Fort Loramie Lady Redskins.
Yeah, they just were both going for that loose ball, and Tenery a little bit too much contact. She initiated it, so she's going to pick up the foul.
First one is on the way, and that's off the mark. Paige Turnwald at the Lee's Famous Recipe line, and nothing going right here for Ottoville.
Yeah, you got to get these free ones, right? Because Ottoville really snacking on some danger here, down by 13, under a minute left.
Second one is on the way, and she misses that one too. And Brandewee misses the rebound, and a nice job there, but Ottoville will get the ball back with 45 seconds to go until halftime. There's a three ball from the left side. That's off the mark. Rebound comes down, and it's brought down by the Redskins, and they'll get it back to Victoria Mesher. The 6-foot forward will walk it down the floor.
Shame for Ottoville, because great work by Carly Turbin to get that extra rebound. Had a good look for three, just couldn't get it to go down.
Mesher with a nice drive on the right side. Boy, she handles the ball well for a post player, fellas. Her skill set is through the roof. I'm so impressed with her and Avery Brandewee for the Redskins.
Situational basketball. Who's going to take the last shot here?
Mesher with the ball. We're down to 10 seconds. They'll bring it back up. Dribble drive, middle of the floor. Shot goes up. They miss a shot. Ottoville gets a chance. They'll bring it down the floor. Keister gets a drive to the right side. We're down to 1 second. She knocks it in. Did they count it? Did they count it? I think they did, gentlemen. And that will end the first half. 24-13. When we come back, we'll have second half action right after these messages. It's halftime here at the Elida Fieldhouse, and Fort Loramie Redskins lead the Ottoville Big Green 24-13. Our halftime adjustment is sponsored by Busher Electric, a full-service electrical contractor serving the area communities for over 40 years. You can depend on Busher Electric for all your electric needs. Guys, Fort Loramie with a 24-13 lead, really getting what they want and the looks they want at the rim.
Yeah, absolutely.
Somebody. Anybody?
Yeah, no.
Hey, welcome to the game, guys.
Yeah, no, listen, Fort Loramie has done a fantastic job. You know, you talked about it a bunch, Miles, that Ottoville really has to be concerned with the fact that it is becoming so easy for Fort Loramie to get those looks inside 8 feet. And mainly, when we say Fort Loramie, it's
Mesher and Brandewee, yeah.
It is. It's Brandewee. Brandewee has 15 points. Actually, no, now she's up to 17 points. Mm-hmm. She has 17 of her team's 24 points. She's been absolutely dominant. We've seen her getting it done on the defensive end as well. She hits the floor for 50-50 balls. They just don't have an answer for what she brings to this game.
And the problem is she's just not one of those players that goes and sits on the low block and waits for a pass, right? She can create her own offense. She can distribute. She can help her teammates create scoring opportunities also. But if Ottoville's going to get in this game, they're going to have to take care of the basketball much better than they did in the first half, right? And then take advantage of the pressure. They're not taking advantage of the pressure that Fort Loramie offers to them. How about some backdoor cuts on the perimeter, because they're overplaying the passing lanes, get a couple of backdoor cuts for some easy scores, and then momentum starts to build, and then finally those threes start to fall. Good thing, though, that Brooklyn Keister showed up tonight for Ottoville, or else this one would be a laugher.
Yeah, speaking of Ottoville, guys, it just seems like it's so hard for them to score right now. And a lot of credit goes to Fort Loramie's defense, but they're just not getting the looks that they're used to getting in the regular season.
Or when they do, they're not finishing them, right? Yeah. They've had a couple inside looks, so about 3 or 4 of them that bounced out on them.
You know, and on top of that, just, you know, you talked about how prolific they are shooting from the outside. they're getting some looks, but not great ones. Their ball movement got some things open early, but outside of Keister, they're just not finding a lot of space.
Well, even Keister, she's 1 of 4 from behind the arc, came in making 53% of her 3 attempts. And another thing, Danny, you chronicled early how good they are at the free throw line. Well, not in that first half.
It's halftime here at the Fieldhouse. Fort Loramie all over Ottoville. We come back, we'll have second half action right after these messages. It's halftime as we get ready to start the third quarter here from the Elida Fieldhouse. Danny Holbrook, Nate Garlock, Miles Holiday. Our third quarter sponsor tonight is Burke Petroleum, now offering propane for residential, farm, commercial, and industrial use. Burke Petroleum, dependable and available, 800-776-3097. So, gentlemen, you got to believe that Ottoville wants to get a fast start here. They are down to 24-13 as we start the third quarter.
They better get a fast start.
Right now. Yeah, I mean, listen, Ottoville has to come out, and they have got to try to find some way to get something positive and consistent on offense. And it has to happen early. You cannot afford to watch this lead continue to grow. You already have a big hole you got to climb out of. This is an 11-point game. This is not a Fort Loramie team that you're going to come back on. Yeah. So you have to do this now. You've got to come out. You've got to put it right to them. You've got to put Fort Loramie on their heels coming right out of the gate.
I would go early in the offensive from Ottoville, because anytime they had an extended possession, it resulted in a turnover, right? So maybe get some spacing, and if you get a little bit of a crease, put that chin on the rim and attack the rack.
Carly Turbin triggers the ball in. She'll go Brooklyn Keister up top, and it is the start of the third quarter. And a near steal there as they double team the wing, and there's a steal by Fort Loramie as they bring the ball down the floor. And a nice job of just keeping the ball from going out of bounds, but it goes back in the hands of Ottoville.
Yeah, Carly Turbin, one of the few Ottoville players, has matched the intensity of Fort Loramie from beginning to end.
Keister lets a 3-ball fly. Misses that one. The rebound comes down, and here come the Redskins as they run the floor. Beautiful passing down the floor. Shot goes up, and it's good. Makes it 26-13 on the Reese Meyering scoreboard.
Yeah, it was a great adjustment to get that one up and in. It was Miley Chateau.
There's another turnover. Here come the Skins down the floor, and they look to increase this lead with 7 minutes to go here in the third quarter.
This is definitely not the start that Ottoville needed, as they've given up the ball in the first 3 possessions they've had.
Autumn Turner gets it down low on the post, and it's Victoria Mesher, and she scores easy. It's 28-13 with 6:54 to go, and the Redskin faithful are on their feet.
Yeah, it's going to be a timeout. Ottoville wants to talk things over, because not the start that they wanted to begin the second half.
We're going to take a timeout here on the floor. You're watching high school basketball. Our premier sponsor tonight for Ottoville is the Ottoville Bank. We are large enough to serve and small enough to know you. So Ottoville needs something special here, down 28-13 with 6:45 to go in the third quarter.
That was one of those timeouts by Coach Horseman where it was that check up from the neck up. Had to get something going here. They got a good look at it. They just can't quite finish these shots.
Yeah, you saw Keister get down on the low post. She misses the shot. And here come the Redskins on the run as they lead this one 28-13. Brandaway loses the ball, and they've double teamed in the corner, and it looked like Jocelyn Langles just throws the ball off of the Fort Loramie defender.
Yeah, it was a smart play by Langles. Trapped in the corner, nowhere to go, and everybody left her. Nobody came back to help, so just bounce it off your opponent to save possession.
You look at both of these teams, and Fort Loramie comes in at 24-3, and Ottoville at 25-2, and they're not used to being down to scores like this. It's new territory for Ottoville. There's thought about taking the 3. She'll dribble drive to the middle of the floor, and it's blocked. And you saw Brandaway just stood her ground and just held her hand up and blocked the shot.
If that's going to go on Kendall Schnipke, that is going to be her 3rd. As it is. So Kendall Schnipke going to be out there with 3 fouls. We'll see if Coach Horseman keeps her out or has her go to the bench.
Nothing going right now for Ottoville, as Brandaway will trigger. Baseball pass down the floor, and she finds a streaking Mesher, and she takes it all the way to the rim, misses the shot. What a play there as she gets all the way down the floor. Here come the big green, as a little turnaround shot in the middle, and it goes in for Erica Turbin, and they needed that in the worst way.
Yeah, allows them to set up some man pressure and a 4-point swing because it looked like it was going to be an easy deuce on the other end.
There's a steal. Here's Keister, dribble drive on the right side, and she's going to go to the Ladies Famous Recipe free throw line and shoot 2. So a little bit of momentum swing here for the Ottoville Big Green.
It was a great job by Keister just controlling her body. She wanted that contact, knew that it was coming. Gave herself an opportunity for that and one, but since it didn't go down, she still gets the 2 shots.
So Keister will go to the free throw line. Our free throw sponsor tonight is Lee's Famous Recipe Chicken in Wapak, Delphus, and St. Mary's. Call Lee's for all your catering needs. Misses the first one. We'll stay at 28-15 with 5:42 to go.
70% free throw shooter on the year. And you know, the thing that when you watch Brooklyn Keister play, you forget she's just a pup, just a sophomore.
Yeah.
So much great basketball in front of her for Ottoville.
Knocks in the second one, makes it 28-16 with 5:38 to go in the third quarter.
Now 1 of 6 from the free throw line here tonight is Ottoville.
Here comes Fort Loramie. They'll rotate it from right to left. Get it over to Mesher. She'll dribble drive and finds a open Fort Loramie teammate who just gets a good shot. And looky there to clean it up, and they score on the rebound to make it 30-16 Fort Loramie.
That was a good step through by Chateau and a good cleanup by Fort Loramie to get the easy deuce.
So 5:05 to go. Fort Loramie leads this one 30-16 over Ottoville. They'll go to the right side, trying to go down the low post, and got the ball down to Paige Turnwald. They get it back out. 3 ball goes up. It's off the mark, and going to go right into the paint, and they may have a held ball here.
That's exactly what it is, a held ball situation, and it's going to stay with Fort Loramie. And the thing that was so impressive about that defensive possession is Brandon Wee comes down and helps on the post and still flies out to get a hand on the 3-point threat.
4:49 to go here in the third quarter. Danny Holbert, Nate Garlock, Miles Holiday from the historic Elida Fieldhouse. Girls state semifinal in Division 7. The winner goes on and plays for a state title, and the loser, their season ends.
Even with this pressure that Ottoville is showing, Fort Loramie just seems to not be having any issues getting the ball up into the front court with ease. Just seems in full control of their offense.
They'll swing it to the right side. This is Izzy Meyer in the game. Shot goes up. It's off the mark. Here comes Ottoville. They're down 30-16 with 4:27 to go. And this is a 3 ball from the top of the key, and it's good. Carly Turbin, the 5'8" senior, knocks it in, makes it 30-19 with 4:15 to go, and there's another turnover.
A great back tap to cause that turnover. A little momentum after the big 3 by Turbin.
Sure, absolutely was. And here's Turbin, another 3 from the left side. Heat check. She misses that one, and the ball's going to go out of bounds, and it'll go back to Fort Loramie.
If you're Vaughn Horseman, though, you can't be upset about that second try. Yeah, it was a good look. You're red hot. You have momentum. Boy, how big would it have been had that one gone down?
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, it's one of those things, too, where if you're comfortable shooting from that range, it's not a bad shot. You've got your space. And quite frankly, with the type of defense that Fort Loramie's been playing all night, you may have to make yourself comfortable from that range if you want to get looks.
Victoria Mesher went behind her back and threw her legs with the ball, and it just looked effortless. A nice back cut there, and they score to make it 32-19 on the Reese Meyering scoreboard.
As Izzy Meyer, that the defender left her, so make that backdoor cut, a little 1-2 side set for Fort Loramie, and they execute it perfectly.
Ottoville needs a bucket here. This is Kate Turnwald's ball. Swings it over to Keister. Keister dribble drives on the left side, and a collision in the middle. And looks like, are they going to call a charge or a block?
Yep, they called a block. So Keister going to go to the free throw line. Kind of lucky. We saw her pick up that offensive foul earlier in this one.
I saw the student section behind the Ottoville bench jump up. Wasn't real sure if they were happy or mad or a little excited on that play.
Yeah, Troy Palomalo there in row 1 jumped all the way off. He got excited.
There's Denzel Ward out there, the Flint Tropics representative.
Hey, who is 80 for the Browns, Danny? Who's that?
That is, hang on here, let's get this free throw. First one up, and it is good. Brooklyn Keister makes it 32-20. And she's got 11 on the night, and you said it best. It's lucky she's in this game right now.
She's been absolutely fantastic.
That is Jarvis
Landry.
Landry, yeah.
Wow.
No longer with the Browns, by the way.
Smart man.
Yeah. Second one is good and makes it 32-21 with 3:24 to go.
Ottoville staying within striking distance, but they're going to have to start getting some stops and stringing together offensive possessions.
Victoria Mesher got a ball as she cut through the lane and she gave it up. I thought she could have had a fine lane to the left side to put it in. And absolutely, with her height and her shooting ability, I thought it would have been a great play.
They've been almost able to jump that pass. For Loramie fortunate to keep possession.
Yeah, same set as last possession. They got the backdoor cut out of it. Ottoville taking some chances on the perimeter, down by 11. They have to.
And Fort Loramie taking their time with 2:45 to go here. They lead this one 32-21. Everything's worked their way tonight.
Boy, look at the discipline. Carla Siegel calls out a new set.
And they run it to perfection. Yeah, you're right. And it doesn't matter if they score or not, they're going to run the play. They ran off a minute of the time, and they get a foul there, and that's a win for the Redskins.
If that's on Schnipke, that's a big one, too.
And it is. That is her fourth.
Yeah, that is her fourth foul. She's got 2 points tonight.
Schnipke is going to take a seat. They're going to bring on
Adeline Miller. Miller comes in the game, trying to get the ball down. Nice little 12-foot jumper, and Brandaway goes to the line. She gets fouled in the act of shooting.
One of those things that always amazes me is on side out of bounds, how you let the best player on the other team catch it. Right? And Brandaway just one of those players that has that magnet. The ball comes to her.
First one is up, and it is good. And they lead 33-21 with 2:27 to go. Here goes the second one, lets it fly, and that is good. And Brandaway having a heck of a night. She got 19 to lead all scores.
Yeah, right at her season average, 9 rebounds a game also. You said she's having one heck of a night. You could probably say that every single time she steps on the floor.
You're right. I don't doubt that. Brandaway is a fantastic. There's a 3-ball from the right side. That's off the mark. And a bad job there of Fort Loramie boxing out. One of the only times they haven't got a loose ball or a rebound tonight. Ottoville gets another possession here as they're down 13 with just under 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. This is Keister. She's going to dribble drive baseline. She throws it away, and it goes out of bounds. It'll go back to Fort Loramie.
You know, it's tough enough playing against such a tough defense. They're going to say
sorry,
it's tipped.
Don't mean to interrupt you, Nate, but they said it's tipped.
That's good because I was going to talk about those mental mistakes and, you know, those unforced errors. It's such a hard thing to play against a defense like Fort Loramie, and then you add those, you make it impossible.
They go across the court for a pass, and we're going to get a foul. Let's see who that foul's called on. Looks like that is on number 22, Corinne Holscher.
Yeah, Holscher just couldn't hold her water, kind of fell for the up fake a little bit. Good to see the up fake is still undefeated.
Kate Turnwald goes to the Lee's famous recipe free throw line, and the southpaw drops the first one in to make it 34-22 with 1:50 to go.
And it's a nice turn of events for the Big Green as they've been trying to look for some positive things and things that maybe help them start getting a little bit momentum back here towards the end of the third quarter. What looked like maybe a ball that was getting thrown out of bounds, it was tipped. They get it back in. They're at the free throw line, and they convert both.
Boy, if they can get it under 10 before the end of the third quarter, going into the fourth, that might give them some new life.
Fort Loramie gets it down the floor, and they throw it away. And there's the turnover you were talking about, Miles. Here comes Ottoville. Erica Turbin brings the ball down the floor. She gets a screen from Turnwald up top. She goes right back to Turnwald, dribble drive in the middle of the floor, and she's going to go to the line and shoot 2.
I love the aggressive nature of Paige Turnwald. No doubt about it. She caught it in the key, and she was going to attack with it. Gets herself to the free throw line, or are they going to say it was on the floor?
Oh, they're going to call it travel against Paige Turnwald.
What a turn of events.
Huge that's the biggest call tonight, fellas. That is unreal. Wow. Von Horseman upset with that one, and I don't blame him.
Well, that was one that will be litigated for a long time.
We're down to 122 until the end of the third quarter here. Fort Loramie leads this one 34-23, and they just got a big break there on a travel call. This is Mesher with the ball. Gets some space, shoots the ball, goes in, but oh, they're going to say Carlos Siegel took a timeout before the shot went up. She's upset about something. There's a timeout on the floor. We'll take a timeout on the booth. You're watching High Basketball. Back here at the Elida Fieldhouse, and Fort Loramie inbounds the ball, and the shot goes up, and a nice job of getting the second rebound. Another shot from about 12 feet out, and look at Brandaway, gets the rebound, puts it up left-handed, and she scores. Avery Brandaway doing what she's done all night. She's got 21 to lead all scorers, and it's 36-23 on the Reese Mayring scoreboard.
Such a subtle thing. She just used a little dribble to get herself in a better spot to make that shot. Such a smart player.
Well, and it's dangerous enough with her having one opportunity to score. You give her 2 or 3, it's almost impossible for her to not come away with points.
Well, we talked about what you can't do against this Fort Loramie team, and Fort Loramie forces you into a lot of those mistakes. So 43 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Fort Loramie leads this one 36-23. Danny Holbrook, Nate Garlock, Miles Holliday. They get it into Turnwald, into Turbin, and she throws it out of bounds, but it'll go back to Ottoville, hit last by one of the Redskins.
Great understanding of what Ottoville's trying to get done as Brandaway took it away from Keister on the inbound.
And we're going to get an over and back call here as soon as she touches the ball, and that's exactly what we got. Another mistake there by the Big Green. And fellas, I'd be hard-pressed to say that Fort Loramie is going to shoot this ball until the waning seconds of the third quarter.
Unforced errors have just been killing Ottoville all night long. Another one there here at the end of this quarter. We thought that maybe they had some momentum. You talked about maybe they could potentially get this one under 10 before they go into a fourth quarter. And now they're staring at the possibility of going down 15 or 16.
Nesher gets it over. She gets it over to Autumn Turner. Nice backdoor cut to Brandaway. She kicks it back out. There's a dribble drive, little half hook, and she scores. You're kidding me. Izzy Meyer, been doing it all night. Makes it 38-23 on the Reese Mayring scoreboard.
Izzy getting busy.
There's Keister. She'll go right side. Deep 3-ball by Turbin, and it's good.
What a shot
Erica
by
Turbin knocked in the triple, and that's another Dale's Concrete 3, and that's how the third quarter ends. 38-26. We'll have fourth quarter action right after these messages. Our fourth quarter sponsor tonight is Burke Petroleum, now offering propane for residential, farm, commercial, and industrial users. Burke Petroleum, dependable, available, 800-776-3097. And dare I say this, fellas, not a bigger shot than what Ottoville hit the end of third quarter there to close the gap.
They love end of the quarter shots, don't they?
They sure do. Makes it 38-26. Danny Holbrook, Nate Garlock, Miles Holliday starting the fourth quarter here from historic Elida Fieldhouse. The winner goes to the state championship and the loser goes home. And right now, Fort Loramie in the driver's seat. There's a nice dribble drive, and she gets an easy 12-footer. And there you see Carly Turbin knocks it in. And we're in a 10-point game, fellas, with 7:35 and plenty of time to go for the Big Green.
Carly showing up big time. The senior leading the way. Now within a striking distance, only down by 10.
Here's Fort Loramie, patient on offense. They've led basically the whole game tonight. We're at 7:17 to go here in the fourth quarter. They'll swing it around, try to go low post in the Mesher. Mesher turns around, gets it to Brandaway. Brandaway goes back up top, and the Redskins will reset the offense. Love how they're so patient on offense, and they just move the ball back and forth, setting their screens, moving that ball from left to right. Here's Mesher with a dribble drive, gets a nice 10-foot look, and she knocks it in. Knows how she clears space until she takes that shot, fellas. Yep. She makes it 40-28, and she's having a big night for the Redskins.
Yeah, it was a great screen to get Mesher free, and then she squared up, and no doubt about it.
And I think we got an offensive foul, don't we?
Yeah, somebody better call U-Haul because it's a mover.
Yeah, absolutely.
Back to that last possession for Fort Loramie, that's all coaching. That is for Carla Siegel, teaching these kids to show patience, move the ball. They're up double digits. They don't need to force anything, make smart passes, don't turn the ball over, and eventually our shot will come to us, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, very rarely they don't have great spacing on the offensive end. Watch them on this possession. They'll space it out correctly.
Yeah, they do. And if they don't have the right set, they do not have any problem resetting it on the offensive end. And when you got two big post players like this, Mesher gets back door, and she gets double teamed. And watch Brandaway run the floor, gets to the middle, gets the ball and scores. My goodness, she's so effective on the offensive set. She's got 23 to lead all scores, 42-28 on the Reese Meering scoreboard.
Danny, Brandaway must love Yacht Rock because she is sweet and smooth.
He is, absolutely. And there we're going to get a foul, and that foul is going to go against Briley Wertenberger, and the ball is going to go back to Fort Loramie. .607 to go here. Fort Loramie in control of this one, 42-28.
And Nate, so impressive. Fort Loramie, every time it looks like Ottoville might make a little bit of a move, they just answer like a champion should.
Yeah, it was 10 points, not that long ago. We talked about maybe momentum coming back to Ottoville, getting this down into single digits. Fort Loramie had other ideas.
Victoria Mesher up top on their offensive set, gets it over to Ariel Heitkamp. Heitkamp calls out the play. She'll swing it to the right side, back around. This is Miley Chateau with the ball on the right side. She gets it over to Brandaway, and Brandaway's going to be fouled by Keister.
Yeah, Keister just trying to reach in, make something happen, trying to get a steal, get her team extra possessions, but it was pretty obvious on that one. Just reached all the way through the body, a lot of contact.
Well, you got to give Fort Loramie credit, though. The spacing allows the official to see it, right in front of them. They don't condense their offense down. They use the whole floor. Any contact, the official can see it easily.
Mesher goes back and gets the ball, and she's going to take the ball. She'll go right. She turns it back towards the foul line, swings it across court. There's a dribble drive on the baseline. Shot goes up, and we're going to get a foul. And that foul is going to go against Kendall Schnipke, and that will send Fort Loramie to the line.
Miley Chateau doing a nice job running the baseline, just trying to work their way through the defense. They're going to say before the shot.
Before the shot, yeah, before the shot. Okay. So watch Mesha. She goes across the lane, gets the ball, and it goes on the floor, and Fort Loramie comes back up with it. And they're being double teamed out top. Ottoville doing everything they can defensively to try to get that ball back down 42-28 with 5:14 to go here in the fourth quarter. Heitkamp swings it to the left side. Brandaway, she thought about taking that shot, but she realized the situation she was in, and she's going to reset the offensive end. She'll swing it across to Mesher.
Boy, they're just doing a great job of milking this clock, shortening the game up by 14.
And watch Carla Siegel telling them to keep running the offensive sets. And I can promise you this, guys, they're only going to get basket shots going towards the rim. There's a turnover. Here comes Ottoville down the floor, and we're going to get a foul right underneath the basket. Ottoville will go to the line. We're not shooting that. That won't be a shooting foul.
Looks like a little bit of an injury there, trying to
Izzy
shake it
Meyer.
out. Yeah. She's the one that gets charged with the foul, took that contact.
A correction, Ariel Heitkamp came up trying to get her ankle working again.
4:41 to go, guys. We're getting down to critical time here. Fort Loramie leads this one 42-28. And there's a steal there by Fort Loramie. And she gets the ball back to Victoria Mesher. And she's going to take her time going down the floor. And she gets it across the timeline, almost throws it away.
Well, how about the catch there?
Right, I was thinking the same thing.
Ridiculous.
And now we've got the ball moving around. They go back down the low. Oh, nice move there. What a beautiful post move as she just took her defenders off their feet. She scores to make it 44-28 with 4:12 to go in the fourth quarter.
Second time Izzy Meyer has used that little head fake to get herself free.
Got a timeout on the floor. We'll take a timeout here in the booth. You're watching high school basketball. Yep. Our three-point sponsor tonight is Dale's Concrete and Decorative Stamping and Lipstick for all your commercial and residential concrete needs. So here we go, fellas, coming down to crunch time. 4:13 to go in the fourth quarter. Fort Loramie leads this one 44-28, and Ottoville needs something big to happen in a hurry. There's a nice move there by Carly Turbin as she got the defender off her feet, turns around, goes off the left side, and she's going to go to the line for two.
Tremendous catch on that weak side. The senior, she has been so good for Ottoville here in this second half.
It was an interesting inbounds play for sure. That was a high arcing pass all the way to the other side of the floor. Nice job by Turbin to turn it into an opportunity for points.
Does anybody wear high tops anymore, fellas? That was
No.
what we wore back in the day. But
No, you
I
did.
just don't
I
see
did.
it. Yeah, you wore them. You wore
Nope.
Chuck Taylors back
No,
in your
no,
day.
no, no.
You did.
No, kids like the quickness that you feel without the high top, right? They will trade that for the extra ankle support that high tops allegedly gave you.
Yeah, I was going to say, I never seen any research that showed that the ankle support was worthy of buying the $300 high top. Misses the second one, makes it 44-29 as we come to the under 4-minute mark here in the fourth quarter. And a great job of Fort Loramie of breaking the pressure, and they lead this one 44-29. They're going to double team that ball up top. I'm telling you, they're going to leave somebody alone, and they're going to get a foul up top. And let's see who they called that foul, and I believe it's going to be Kate Turnwald.
It is. It'll be her third here of the game, as the team is already at that 5-foul mark. So we're going to start seeing free throws out of the Redskins the rest of the way.
So Victoria Mesher, a 6-foot senior, averages 12 points a game, lets the first one go, and she misses that one. One of the rare misses she's had tonight. She's played a fantastic game for her team. Second one on the way, and it is good.
Yeah, she really has, just controlling the action up top. You know, you mentioned a couple of times having a player with her size that can handle the basketball. What a blessing.
Yeah, 45-29, 3:44 to go here in the fourth quarter. And a step through, could have got a travel, but she lost the ball, and that's what kept him from making the travel call. And Mesher gets the ball, and she's double teamed, and she tries to get it back as they try to get across the timeline, and they do. And a nice job by the Redskins of maintaining their composure there with 3:26 to go. There's a foul out top. Nice bit of sportsmanship there by Brooklyn Keister as she helps her up.
I mean, you're seeing Ottoville throw the two pressure at them. You're having the double team come. They're sending the Redskins to the free throw line. There's still 3:25 left to go in this game. I don't know if the strategy is we're just going to continue to foul every possession or how Ottoville wants to attack this. But right now, Fort Loramie has a chance to really pull away from the free throw line.
Knocks in the first one from the Lee's Finish Recipe free throw line.
To your point, Nate, it doesn't matter what they do unless they start making some baskets, right?
That's true as well.
All you're doing is adding to that deficit unless you start to score.
And she knocks in both of them. And a fine night by that young girl. And it's 47-29, the biggest lead of the night for the Fort Loramie Redskins. So you got to feel for Ottoville as they have been clawing back this whole game and just hasn't been their night. And Keister with a step back three, knocks it in. They needed that in the worst way. Makes it 47-32. Brooklyn Keister's got 15 to lead Ottoville.
She must have heard Danny Holbrook said, wait, it's still our night.
Nobody's stopping this fun old-fashioned game here, right? 47-32 with 3:08 to go. Danny Holbrook, Nate Garlock, Miles Holliday from the Elida Fieldhouse, the state semifinals. Be interesting to get people's opinion on the new format by the state, with the state semifinals being at the Fieldhouse. I'm sure it's a positive experience, but with the crowd out here tonight and lots of good things.
I think it'd be cool if you had like Division 7 crossover and play Division 6 in the state
that would
finals.
Be something.
That'd be really cool.
That'd be cool. That'd be fun. Thanks, Miles. That'd be awesome. We're under 3 minutes to go here. Fort Loramie leads this one 47-32 and a near steal. And Brandaway loses it, but there's Mesher, Johnny on the spot to get the ball back. And now Fort Loramie's just playing keep away with 2:40 to go. And if you're Carlos Siegel, you're telling your kids, keep the ball and knock your free throws, and we're going to the state championship game.
And there's a loose ball. It's going to go back to Ottoville, so the pressure from the big green worked. They'll get a possession.
And Mesher was trying to litigate that she had been contacted that caused her to drop it, but not going to get the call. So just a little bit of a glimmer for Ottoville here.
Ottoville gets it in. This is Keister with the ball. We're down to 2:30. Swings it over to Turbin. Turbin wanted to fire that one up. They do a great job of closing out, Fort Loramie does, of keeping you off the line, and just great defensive play. And they get the ball back there on another turnover by Ottoville.
Yeah, Fort Loramie's played that little fade screen all night long really well. Ottoville's tried to use it to get Brooklyn Keister free, but not been able to get it done.
Asher gets to Brandaway. Brandaway swings it around, finds Ariel Heitkamp, and they're going to reset the offense. And here we go again with 2:12 to go in the fourth quarter. Fort Loramie leads this one 47-32. And the ball's on the floor, and it goes back to Fort Loramie. You guys noticed that every loose ball, every bounce tonight has went Fort Loramie's way. It's part of the process of winning a game like that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, they always giving that extra effort. I mean, being led by Brandowie as well. When your best player is the one out there on the floor diving for 50-50 balls, setting the example, it's hard for the entire team not to follow.
We got another timeout on the floor. We'll take a timeout here in the booth. You're watching high school basketball on WOSN. Our presenting sponsor tonight has been Ultimate Outdoor, bringing resort-style living to your backyard every day with a luxury outdoor space by Ultimate Outdoor. Our timeout sponsor tonight has been Metzger Financial Services, 1419-225-6067, or visit MetzgerFinancialServices.com. 1:57 to go here, and a near turnover, and they just walked that tightrope of turning it over and keeping possession of the ball, and Ottoville doing everything they can to get the ball back, and a great job of getting it down low, and they will go to the Ladies Famous Recipe free throw line, and Fort Loramie can smell it with 1:45 to go.
Yeah, clock not on the side of Ottoville. They have tried to fight back. They've tried to keep this one close, but Fort Loramie has just been too much here tonight.
So Corrine Holscher will miss the first one. She's got one more with 1:45 to go. They lead this one 47-32. And the second one is up, and it is good. 48-32 on the Reese Meyering scoreboard. So, gentlemen, a fantastic season for Ottoville. They'll end it at 25-3, and no disappointment here other than the game itself. But what a wonderful season by the Big Green. There's a nice half hook there, and she misses the shot. And with 1:27 to go, Fort Loramie's going to walk it down with a 48-32 lead.
And no shame, as you said, losing to a quality squad like Fort Loramie. And this Ottoville team, they'll reload and be back next year. I'm excited to see what Brooklyn Keister is like as a junior.
And they're going to say that there was a travel call. Carla Siegel went all the way out to the volleyball line. I thought there was going to be a foul called, but with 1:16 to go, they call it travel.
It kind of looked like Keister just
put her arms around her,
bear hugged her from behind.
That's what I thought.
Walked with her and caused that travel.
That's what I think everybody in the gym thought. There's Keister as she's up top, gets it over to Turbin. Turbin's going to dribble drive, foul line, puts it up, and she's going to go to the line. She's fouled on the shot attempt.
You got to give Ottoville a ton of credit. They are continuing to fight. They don't want this thing to be over yet. It doesn't matter to them. There's only 1:05 left to go. This is such a good team with so much talent on it. They are fighting till the very end.
Yeah, the seniors, they want to leave their best stamp on this game, continuing to play hard.
She knocks in the first one, makes it 48-33 with 1:05 to go. So Fort Loramie will move on to the state championship game as they continue that march. And if you've been in that gym, fellas, you've seen them state title banners. They've got quite a few of them.
Well, you don't win 1,000 games overall without, knowing what it's like to be a champion. Obviously the defending champs, Division IV last year, Division VII this year. They're looking to take home that first ever D7 basketball championship.
So they get it across the timeline, and we are under a minute to go. And they lead this one 48-34, and they score again. There you see Victoria Mesher. And I suppose it's apropos that Mesher puts the icing on top of the cake because she's played a fantastic game tonight. There's a three ball from the from the left side, and she knocks it in. That one was by Carly Turbin, and she makes it 50-37 as we get to the 32nd mark here in the fourth quarter.
Those were the shots that Ottoville needed early in this game, though, when Fort Loramie was trying to go on their runs, and this was still an 8, 9, 10-point game. But Ottoville just could not find the range. They couldn't get those shots to go down. It's just a little bit too late here in this one.
And gentlemen, Ottoville has sent in 4 subs to the scorers table, so they are going to wave the white flag and give those starters their appropriate due from the Ottoville faithful.
They're going to come in right now here in between baskets.
Yeah, they get the standing ovation, and rightfully so. What an emotional moment this is, realizing that the seniors, this is the last time you're going to put on your basketball jersey for your school.
51-37 with 27 seconds to go here from the Elida Fieldhouse. Fort Loramie moves on to the state championship game next week at the University of Dayton Arena, and Carla Siegel getting her subs in there, giving those girls their applause from the Redskin faithful. Man, what a program. What an absolute program, guys. They just keep churning them out. It's really impressive to watch. And she knocks in the second one. She makes it 52-37 as the clock winds down to the 22nd mark. Ottoville trying to get a last-second shot off here. You think Fort Loramie's going to let up on defense, guys?
No, not a chance.
I don't think so either. There's a nice runner and a nice shot there. And she's going to go to the line for an old-fashioned three. And Kate Turnwald knocks it in. Kate Turnwald, a bright future there. Only a freshman, fellas.
Yeah, she's played some major minutes in this game. She's going to have a great future. Really like the young backcourt that Ottoville has.
So the southpaw knocks it in 52-40.
We obviously, I was going to say, I wouldn't be surprised. You know, you talked about how Fort Loramie is going to continue to play hard no matter what. You see that foul in the paint. I wouldn't have been surprised if Carla Siegel subbed out in that moment. And you heard the buzzer. She did just that.
And that'll wrap it up from Elida High School as the Fort Loramie Redskins win this one 52-40. Gentlemen, your final thoughts on the big win by Fort Loramie.
And I mean, look, we knew coming into this one, Fort Loramie was going to be a fantastic and a really difficult task for Ottoville. This is a Fort Loramie team that can beat you in a lot of different ways. They can get things done on the inside. Brandowee is just so much to handle, but they can also shoot from the outside. They're good at rebounding. Their defense is absolutely phenomenal. This is a team that is poised to win their second straight state championship.
They did a great job controlling the rebounds. Boy, their pressure was fantastic. It really forced Ottoville into making a bunch of mistakes. And then, you remember, go all the way with Avery. She was absolutely fantastic. Avery Brandowee, along with her running mate, Victoria Mesher. Hard to say that there's two better players on a team than those two.
That'll wrap it up from the Elida Fieldhouse. The Fort Loramie Redskins win this one 52-40. For Miles Holliday, Nate Garlock, I'm Danny Holbrook saying we'll see you next time. You've been watching high school basketball on WOSN.